I be getting to the money. Everybody mad. I think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block. Same old nigga with the pot. The same old nigga from the
trap. What's going on? It's your girl SrA, but you can call me Tay, and welcome back to my channel. So today, y'all, I have another military video for y'all. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not gonna ramble. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So y'all, on January the 31st, I put on my new rank. I did make senior airman below the zone, and if you don't know what that means, then that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to explain it to y'all. So when I graduated Take 2, I put on E3, which is this rank right here. Y'all don't mind my nail, but this is the rank right here. It's the airman first class. I put that rank on May 2017, and officially as of January 31st, I am now a senior airman, which I have my ABU top right here. And so instead of the 2 stripes, I now have 1 more stripe. And I'm super excited about that. But I'm going to show y'all, well, explain to y'all how I made that rank 6 months early. So basically, when you join the Air Force, you'll hear people talking about BTZ, below the zone. And below the zone is basically an opportunity that you as an outstanding airman get to compete against other outstanding airmen to put on senior airmen 6 months early. Now, senior airman is a rank that you get just based on your time and grade. Like, once you've been in the time and service, time and grade. So once you've been in the military for so long and you've, been in your A1C rank for so long, you eventually will put on senior airman. But if you get below the zone, you put senior airman on 6 months early, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get into how, you can make sure that you qualify to get BTZ. So basically, you can't have like no PT failures. You can't have like any negative comments on your file. So like we all have like a military file, and you can't have no negative comments on that. If your leadership, even if you technically based off of the system qualify, if your leadership be like, no, she is not a good airman, he or she does not represent, the Air Force in a good light, then they can say, no, we're not going to put this person up for the running. But if you have all of that in standard, like you've been a good airman since the time you first put that uniform on, I wouldn't say when you in basic training tech school, because they say that stuff count, but it really doesn't. It's from the time you get to your operational first duty station is when you need to, like, really make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Stay out of trouble. Make sure you volunteering. Make sure you know your job. Like, just really get those strong bullets, and we call them bullets, but it's like your Air Force resume. Like, really make sure you have those strong points on your as far as bullets, so that when it's time, you could be like, oh yeah, this person a heavy hitter. And that's what I did. Like, my CDCs, which is something that you do to basically learn your job, like I passed my CDCs with like a 93. Most people, like, I think you need a 70 to pass. I got a 93. Like, I wanted that. I volunteered. I did, a couple classes. Like, I just did a lot of stuff, and I was just like a good ass airman. And I qualified to go up for the running. So once I hit my window and they were like, hey, yes, you qualifies, I competed against the other people in my squadron that were also eligible. So I competed against 3 other people that work actually in the same shop that I work in inside the command post, and 2 other people that work inside of the building but don't do what I do. And I won. So when you go up to compete, well, before you compete, they will tell you, hey, you're going to compete on this day. And you got to make sure you're in your full service dress, like looking sharp in your blues, making sure you groom, your hair slick, makeup on point if you wear makeup. Not too much, but, make sure you look good. And probably like 3 weeks before you go up, to meet the board is what they call it, they'll give you there's this Air Force handbook, and they'll give you certain sections out of the Air Force handbook to study, because when you go before the board, they're going to ask you questions, and they can ask you questions out of anything dealing with those sections that they told you to study. So 3 weeks ahead of time, I already knew, hey, this is what I need to study. My leadership did have us go before them, the people that I, technically work for, and they asked us all questions just to prepare us for the board. Now, when you go before the board, they already have like your package, which is pretty much like a form that your supervisor and your leadership has put together to make you look good. So everything that you gave them to say, hey, I volunteered here, or hey, I took this class, or hey, I did this, hey, I did that. They compile it all together on a form, and this is what the board has to look at to be like, dang, on paper, they're looking at how good you are. And then when you go before the board, they basically can put a face to the paper, if that makes sense, and really see, can you hold your military bearing? Can you, how do you operate under pressure? Stuff like that. So once I went before the board, y'all, I was nervous as hell. I'm not going to lie. Because you don't know what they're going to ask you, and you got to march in there, like you got to be sharp. You can't be fidgeting around and moving around and looking up. Like, you got to be direct, answer them questions, like get in, get out. That's what I did. I got in there. There were 5 people on the board. Each one asked 2 questions apiece, so there was 10 questions that I had to answer. And even though you might only be in there for like 5 minutes, y'all, it seems like an eternity. Okay, it really does seem like an eternity, but I promise you, it's not. And then basically, when I was done, I walked out. Now, they didn't tell us who won at the time. They won't tell you who won. They'll score everybody, and they'll pretty much know who won and who got that stripe, but they won't tell you. And one of the main questions that I remember them asking was, why do you feel like you deserve this stripe? Like, why should I promote you 6 months early? And you should already have that in your head to know, like, this is why. This is the reason why you should promote me 6 months early. This is why I'm better than the other people that I'm competing against. This is why I deserve it and not them. So after that, I had to wait maybe about, I said like 4 or 5 days. And I was at work, and I really was in a bad mood. I was like, don't talk to me. I want to be fucked with. Leave me alone. Blah, blah, blah. And my commander and everybody just kind of showed up in there, and I was like, what is going on? Is somebody in trouble? Like, and they're like, Emerald, can we talk to you? I'm like, dang, did I do something wrong? And that is when my commander presented me with this, which is basically, it has my name in here. Cover up my name. It has my name in here, but as you can see, like the stripes, and it just basically just says, congratulations on your selection to senior airman below the zone. It has my first sergeant and my commander's signature, and tells me when I'm eligible to put the rank on, which was January the 31st. And I was super duper excited, because this is like, besides passing my CDCs with like a 93, this is my biggest Air Force accomplishment. Like, I graduated basic training. I got to my, I graduated tech school, got to my duty station, graduated, like took my CDC course, did good, and now I put this on. And the most special part about this is, one, I put the rank on literally 2 years, like on the exact date of my 2-year anniversary of being in the Air Force, which really meant a lot to me. And then the second part was, I made the cutoff to test for staff sergeant. So the cutoff to be eligible to test for staff sergeant this year was January 31st. And I put my rank on January 31st. And I was super excited, because y'all, I'm not even going to say if I make it. I'm going to say when I make it. When I test, I will be putting on staff sergeant literally this time next year, or around this time next year, and I'll be a 3-year staff sergeant. It takes most people 4 years or more to make staff. So this is very, very special to me. And y'all, I tell you no lie, if you make BTZ, you will definitely, like, you hit the ground running, because now you got a 6 month, like, you've been pushed up. Like, now your whole career, you can make every rank early, essentially, because you made this rank early. And that's the most special part about it. So I definitely, like, would highly recommend that you shoot for that. When you join the Air Force, like, shoot for making BTZ, because it will definitely help you. And not to mention, like, my money went up. Okay, my coin went up for putting on my new rank. So it's definitely worth it. I would highly recommend it. So yeah, that's kind of how I made BTZ. That's kind of like a simplified little quick version. If somebody have any questions, of course y'all know y'all can ask me down in the comment section, and I'll definitely get back to y'all and kind of give y'all some pointers. If y'all want me to do a video on like 5 tips that I can give y'all as to making BTZ, then I can do that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.